Continuing from the last chapter, Xiao Yan fled to the Gu clan to escape the relentless pursuit of the Soul clan. Gu Yuan's face visibly twitched when Xiao Yan mentioned those three words, Devouring Spirit Clan. He took a deep breath, his eyes sharply fixed on Xiao Yan, and asked, "Why do you inquire about them?" "Uncle Gu, you must be aware that the Soul clan possesses the void-swallowing flame, correct?" Xiao Yan replied, "Yes, I once fought against the void-swallowing flame and severely wounded it. Since then, it has disappeared, presumably to recover from its injuries." Gu Yuan nodded. Xiao Yan raised his eyebrows, feeling a chill run down his spine at Gu Yuan's formidable strength. In the Yao realm, he had witnessed the void-swallowing flame's power firsthand. Even the combined efforts of the entire Yao clan, summoning the remnants of the Pill Emperor's soul, couldn't stop it. Yet, Gu Yuan had once gravely injured this terrifying entity. Exchanging a glance with Yao Ling, Xiao Yan began recounting the events in the Yao realm, including the emergence of the Devouring Spirit Clan from the void-swallowing flame. Impossible! How could the void-swallowing flame give rise to the Devouring Spirit Clan? A shocked elder immediately exclaimed upon hearing Xiao Yan's words. "Uncle Gu, what exactly is the Devouring Spirit Clan?" Xiao Yan asked with a furrowed brow, turning to Gu Yuan, who also frowned deeply. The Devouring Spirit Clan is an ancient and peculiar race. According to ancient records, they once wreaked havoc across the Doqi continent. Gu Yuan sighed heavily, his tone grave. It is well known that the ancient clans rely on their bloodline power for survival. If their bloodline power is exhausted, they become no different from ordinary people. Essentially, every ancient clan faces a time when their bloodline runs dry, unless they have a Dodi within their ranks. Xiao Yan nodded silently, understanding that the Xiao clan had also fallen to the Soul clan due to the depletion of their bloodline power. In the vastness of the world, many extraordinary things come into existence. The Devouring Spirit Clan is one such phenomenon. They possess a terrifying ability to devour the bloodline power of other ancient clans to prolong their own. In ancient times, in a bid to sustain their lineage, the Devouring Spirit Clan targeted other ancient clans, causing a catastrophe on the Doqi continent. Numerous ancient clans were annihilated, their bloodline powers seized by the Devouring Spirit Clan. The actions of the Devouring Spirit Clan incited the wrath of all the other ancient clans. Many clans formed alliances to resist them. That era was dominated by the Devouring Spirit Clan. Their power was unmatched by any single clan. However, despite their formidable strength, they couldn't withstand the combined forces of the ancient clans. Ultimately, the Devouring Spirit Clan was destroyed, their survivors scattered and hunted down. From that time on, they fell into decline, eventually vanishing from the world and fading from memory. At this point, Gu Yuan's eyes narrowed slightly as he continued, "I remember the last leader of the Devouring Spirit Clan was killed by the Soul clan." Upon hearing this, many people in the hall showed signs of unease. It seems that after that, the Devouring Spirit Clan completely disappeared. Yet the Soul clan has persisted until now, Gu Yuan said, his eyes gleaming with a thought. Could the Soul clan actually be the Devouring Spirit Clan? Xiao Yan asked in disbelief. "I don't think so. According to ancient records, the Devouring Spirit Clan did attack the Soul clan but were repelled. Perhaps the Soul clan acquired something from the last leader of the Devouring Spirit Clan, enabling them to endure through the ages," Gu Yuan said slowly. "Clan leader, do you remember that after Do-Di powerhouses became rare on the Doqi continent, many ancient clans either declined or disappeared? The manner of some of these disappearances was quite strange. Thinking about it now, it resembles what the Shi clan and Ling clan experienced," Gu Dao said gravely. "Are you suggesting that those ancient clans did not decline naturally but were exterminated by the Soul clan?" Gu Yuan asked. "Over the millennia, numerous ancient clans have risen and fallen, yet the Soul clan remains untouched, their bloodline power seemingly inexhaustible. I am not the only one who finds this peculiar. The Soul clan's mysterious and elusive nature has made it nearly impossible to investigate. Given Xiao Yan's account, we must consider that the Soul clan might possess the same ability as the Devouring Spirit Clan," Gu Dao explained. "If that is true, then we might be nothing more than bloodline reservoirs for the Soul Clan, Gu Dao said, his tone somber. His words echoed through the hall, sending chills down everyone's spine. There's no need to exaggerate the threat of the Soul Clan. Even if they possessed the same abilities as the Devouring Spirit Clan, they lack the power to subjugate us. Otherwise, the Soul Emperor wouldn't have been gravely injured by Xiao Yan, Gu Yuan said with a faint smile, his calm demeanor easing the elder's tension. Since the void-swallowing flame has reappeared, its injuries must be fully healed. This explains how the Soul Clan has been able to evade our detection, Gu Yuan said, tracing a circle in the air with his finger before closing his hand around it. They have swallowed the entire space into themselves. Upon hearing this, many in the hall gasped. Swallowing an entire space. Is that really something a human could do? He is not human, Gu Yuan said with a calm smile, though his eyes glinted with cold light. It's been many years since our last encounter. It seems his mastery of devouring power has reached new heights. In the past, he couldn't perform such feats. As for Xiao Yan's mention of the void-swallowing flame, transforming into members of the Devouring Spirit Clan, perhaps he is the one behind the Soul Clan's survival all these years. Do you mean the void-swallowing flame devoured the last leader of the Devouring Spirit Clan, thereby gaining this peculiar ability? A white-haired elder beside Gu Dao asked hoarsely. That should be the case. Otherwise, I can't think of any other way the Soul Clan could have obtained the Devouring Spirit Clan's power. Gu Yuan nodded, his gaze dropping slightly, a trace of icy killing intent flashing in his eyes. The existence of the void-swallowing flame posed too great a threat to the ancient clans, and they had to find a way to eliminate it. The hall fell silent once more. No one spoke, each person absorbed in their own thoughts. The realization that the Soul Clan had been hiding such secrets, especially the presence of the void-swallowing flame, made everyone uneasy. The Soul Clan's attacks on the Ling, Shi, and Yao clan seem to have two objectives. One is to seize their bloodline power, and the other is to obtain the Tuasha Ancient Emperor Jade. It appears that the Soul Emperor is losing his patience, Gu Yuan said, lifting his gaze to the void, his sharp eyes seeming to pierce through space, seeing the object of his thoughts. Soul Emperor, Xiao Yan murmured. The name exuded immense power, and indeed, he had the prowess to back it up. Among the powerhouses at the pinnacle of the continent, perhaps only Gu Yuan could contend with him. Uncle Gu, how do you plan to respond? The Soul Clan now holds 4 pieces of the ancient jade. They will surely do everything in their power to obtain the remaining 4. Once they open the Tuasha Ancient Emperor's mansion, they might gain the secret to becoming a Do Di. If that happens, no one on the Do Chi continent will be able to oppose them. The lives of everyone will be at the mercy of the Soul Clan, Xiao Yan said, his gaze fixed on Gu Yuan, his voice solemn. Unknowingly, they had reached such a critical juncture. The Soul Clan's gradual, insidious strategy was sapping their strength bit by bit. If this continued, the most tragic outcome might be inevitable. Gu Yuan's expression was as calm as still water, his thoughts unreadable. The other elders of the Gu clan also remained silent. Though the situation made them uneasy, deciding to go to war with the Soul Clan would inevitably lead to an extremely brutal conflict. They might win, or they might lose. Victory meant survival. Defeat meant total annihilation. Such a decision was difficult even for someone as formidable as Gu Yuan to make swiftly. Uncle Gu, the 8 ancient clans now only have 3 left besides the Soul Clan. If we lose one more, it will be the end for us. Xiao Yan's voice finally broke the oppressive silence after several minutes. Fighting gives us a chance to survive. Waiting futilely will only lead to the same fate as the Ling, Shi, and Yao clans. Xiao Yan's sudden increase in volume caused several elders to shiver slightly. Their gazes turned towards Yao Ling beside Xiao Yan, whose face was clouded with sorrow. The destruction of his clan had left him displaced, with no remnants of his former pride. All eyes slowly shifted to Gu Yuan at the head of the hall, waiting for his decision. Under the scrutiny of these many gazes, Gu Yuan sighed slowly, raised his head to look at Xiao Yan, and then smiled. Well boy, you have enough courage. Someone, send word to the Yin clan and the Lei clan. Invite their clan leaders to discuss matters of survival. Hearing Gu Yuan's words, Xiao Yan breathed a heavy sigh of relief. He had witnessed the terrifying strength of the Soul Clan firsthand. Besides the Gu clan, it would be difficult to find another force on the Doqi continent capable of countering them. If the Gu clan continued to remain inactive, the Sky Mansion Alliance would likely face a crisis of survival. The faces of the many Gu clan elders in the hall became slightly complex upon seeing Gu Yuan's decision. They understood that from today onward, the Gu clan's tranquility would be gone forever. The two most powerful superpowers on the Doqi continent, after 1,000 years, were finally about to clash again. And this time, it would truly be a fight to the death. Victory meant survival. Defeat meant annihilation. Gu Yuan's decision quickly spread throughout the Gu clan's upper echelons, and the atmosphere within the Gu realm became tense. Many strong practitioners were dispatched to Central Plains to closely monitor the Soul Clan's every move. While the Gu clan was entering a state of alert, Xiao Yan did not immediately leave the Gu realm. His body still contained a considerable amount of energy from the 9th-grade mysterious pill. This energy needed to be refined quickly to prevent any further harm from the violent power lingering in his body. On a quiet mountain peak, a bamboo house stood amidst a gently swaying bamboo forest, like green waves in the breeze. Xiao Yan, the medicinal ingredients you need are all here. Is there anything else you lack? Sooner asked gracefully from within the bamboo house. Her elegant attire could not hide her alluring figure, and her exquisite face held a gentle smile. That smile could melt even the most heroic of men. In front of Sooner, numerous jade boxes floated, each emitting faint, astonishing energy, indicating that they were anything but ordinary. Xiao Yan's gaze briefly swept over them before settling on the most beautiful figure in the room. He stepped forward, wrapped his arm around her slender waist, and smiled, just missing a little beauty. Hearing Xiao Yan's teasing, Sooner's cheeks turned slightly red as she cast him a sideways glance, appearing both coy and charming. This sight made Xiao Yan's gaze grow slightly hotter. When this goddess-like figure among the young generation of the Gu clan displayed such enchanting behavior, it was indeed irresistible. As she gently nestled in Xiao Yan's embrace, Sooner's cool hand slowly lifted Xiao Yan's clothes, revealing several red scars on his chest. These scars were left by Hun Yin, one of the 4 demon saints of the Soul Clan, in the Yao realm. Though the wounds had now faded to shallow marks, they still hinted at the severity of the injuries at that time. Sooner gently traced her fingertips over the scars, a look of heartache filling her crystal-clear eyes. Biting her lip, she whispered, "The Soul Clan bastards, they deserve to die." "Heh, just a minor injury," Xiao Yan chuckled. He cupped Sooner's face and planted a fierce kiss on her soft lips before releasing her with a laugh, leaving her blushing with a mix of shyness and annoyance. He then moved to the bed, and with a wave of his hand, the jade boxes exploded open, their contents, the various medicinal ingredients, suspended in the air. "Sooner, guard me. I need some time to refine the energy of the mysterious pill in my body. During this time, make sure no one disturbs me." Switching to a serious tone, Xiao Yan's expression grew solemn. With a low shout, Little E quickly appeared on his shoulder. Opening its mouth, a cauldron emerged, drawing in the suspended medicinal ingredients. Seeing Xiao Yan begin his alchemy, the blush on Sooner's cheeks faded slightly. She nodded gently, then quietly exited the room, closing the door behind her. She touched her lips, a hint of tenderness in her eyes. "Heh, young lady." An elderly voice suddenly sounded from behind Sooner, startling her. She turned to see Ling Ying standing a short distance away, smiling kindly. "Uncle Ling," Sooner responded with a smile, her face still tinged with a slight blush. Ling Ying smiled warmly and walked to Sooner's side, gazing at the room. He muttered to himself, "The young lady's choice is indeed far beyond the discernment of an old man like me. Back then, I thought Master Xiao Yan might achieve something, but I never imagined he would reach such heights." Sooner smiled, her eyes sparkling with pride. She could remain composed when praised herself, but hearing compliments about Xiao Yan always filled her with joy. Thinking back, it feels a bit surreal. Decades ago, Master Xiao Yan was still desperately trying to defeat Nalan Yanran. Now, Even clan leader Gu Yuan holds him in high regard, lingering reminisced, a hint of nostalgia in his voice. He remembered how he had once discreetly warned Xiao Yan, believing that back then, Xiao Yan and Sooner belonged to two entirely different worlds. It seemed impossible for them to be together. However, after decades of relentless effort, the once useless member of the Xiao clan had reached the pinnacle of the continent. Sooner sat on the steps, her delicate hands supporting her chin, her eyes dreamy. She finally smiled softly, grateful for her childhood in that small city of Wu-Tan. No matter what the future held, she would always cherish those memories in the deepest part of her heart. The pills Xiao Yan needed to refine were not particularly high-grade, but they were somewhat obscure. These pills could neutralize the violent energy of the 9th-grade mysterious pill, making the refining process smoother. Although he could gradually refine the pill's energy using the pure lotus demon flame, it would significantly slow the process and prevent the energy from being fully utilized. For Xiao Yan, this would be a considerable loss. The 9th-grade mysterious pill was not something he could easily refine on his own. It was only due to the energy from absorbing 4 embryonic pills that he managed to produce one. Since he had already consumed it, he had to maximize its effects. Given Xiao Yan's current level, refining these pills took only about half a day. By the time the sun set, 3 pills of varying colors floated before him. Each pill was about the size of a thumb, with distinct hues, but all radiated a rich, vibrant energy. Xiao Yan opened his eyes and swallowed the 3 pills in one gulp. Then, with a swift movement, he leapt into the fire cauldron suspended in midair. He flicked his hand, releasing pink fire dragons that completely enveloped Xiao Yan's body. As the 3 pills dissolved within him, the residual power of the mysterious pill began to loosen. Coupled with the internal and external assistance of the pure lotus demon flame, the hard energy crystals soon melted into a potent liquid energy, which surged through Xiao Yan's meridians, even producing a rushing sound as it flowed. Sitting cross-legged within the fire cauldron, Xiao Yan's face was solemn. As more and more energy was refined into rich Do Qi and integrated into his body, his recently attained 6-star Do Sheng aura began to solidify and even showed signs of a gradual increase. The terrifying power of the 9th-grade mysterious pill manifested once again. Xiao Yan's refining process lasted 10 days. During this time, he gradually absorbed all the energy of the 9th-grade mysterious pill, transforming it into a vast amount of Do Qi that merged with his body. On the 11th day, Xiao Yan slowly opened his eyes within the fire cauldron. Instantly, fire dragons swirled rapidly around him before turning into streams of fire that he inhaled through his nose and mouth. The fire cauldron then quietly dissipated. As his feet lightly touched the ground, Xiao Yan closed his eyes to sense his surroundings. A satisfied smile appeared on his face. The result of this refining process was as expected. Not only was his strength stabilized at 6-star Do Sheng, but he had also advanced to the mid-6-star Do Sheng level. The 9th-grade mysterious pill had astonishingly boosted his strength by nearly an entire star level, showcasing its extraordinary power. However, it's a pity that at this level, my body is extremely sensitive to the power of pills. Even if I take another 9th-grade mysterious pill in the future, it may not achieve the same effect unless I consume a higher-grade 9th-grade golden pill. Clenching his fist, Xiao Yan felt a tinge of regret. If the 9th-grade mysterious pill could still produce such effects, he would have put all his effort into refining more. After all, achieving this star level through regular cultivation would take years, whereas one 9th-grade mysterious pill had compressed that time by 10-fold or even more. As Xiao Yan finished his cultivation, the door slowly opened. Sooner walked in with a radiant smile, her graceful figure captivating under the sunlight. Congratulations, Xiao Yan. Your strength has advanced once again. Xiao Yan smiled back at Sooner's playful grin, touching his arm. With his current strength, he could harness the power of the 9 profound golden thunder, although such power had its limits and couldn't be used recklessly unless in critical moments. Xiao Yan, the people from the Yan clan and Lei clan have arrived at the Gu clan. Father asks for you to join them. Oh, they finally arrived. Xiao Yan raised his eyebrows, then nodded. His identity was no longer just his own. He also represented the Sky Mansion Alliance. This powerful entity in Central Plains was significant enough that even ancient clans like the Gu clan couldn't ignore it easily. The 8 ancient clans, excluding the first to fall, the Xiao clan, regarded the Gu clan and the Soul clan as the strongest. Following them were the Yin clan and the Lei clan. These 2 clans had not faced bloodline depletion for many years, resulting in a wealth of talent. Although they still couldn't compare to the Gu clan and the Soul clan, they far surpassed the Yao clan, Shi clan, and Ling clan. Perhaps this was why they had not been the Soul clan's initial targets. As the saying goes, bullies pick on the weak. Clearly, the Yin clan and Lei clan did not fall into that category. However, once the weaker clans were dealt with, it would eventually be their turn. Today, the Gu clan was particularly lively. The arrival of the Yin and Lei clan leaders was a significant event, even for the Gu clan. Thus, they prepared a grand reception, giving the 2 clan leaders due respect. When Xiao Yan and Sooner arrived outside the grand hall, it was already bustling with people. The one in the left seat is the Yin clan's leader, Yin Jin, Sooner whispered, pointing out a middle-aged man in a red robe as they quietly slipped into a secluded spot in the hall. Following Sooner's direction, Xiao Yan saw a middle-aged man in a red robe seated in a high position. The man appeared to be in his 40s, with a rugged look. His eyebrows were a striking red, resembling burning flames. Even more surprising were his eyes, which were completely red, like 2 flaming gemstones. As his gaze swept across the room, it felt as though the very air temperature was rising. This man's aura is incredibly well concealed, like a gentle flame. It's quite remarkable, but there's something strange about him, Xiao Yan said seriously. In his soul perception, the man felt like a flame, calm, yet unsettlingly so. What puzzled Xiao Yan was a familiar sensation coming from this Yin clan leader. Don't be fooled by his youthful appearance. He's actually lived for countless years, Sooner said with a light laugh. Xiao Yan, the Yin clan leader's mastery of fire is unparalleled. According to my father, he has 2 heavenly flames, the 17th-ranked volcanic rock flame and the 7th-ranked 9 nether golden ancestor flame. Oh? So the 9 nether golden ancestor flame is in the hands of the Yin clan, Xiao Yan mused. Does that mean he has also fused the heavenly flames? Yes, the new heavenly flame formed from the fusion of the 9 nether golden ancestor flame and the volcanic rock flame is powerful. While it may not match your pure lotus demon flame, it can rival my golden emperor's sky-burning flame, Sooner explained with a smile. Xiao Yan, your ability to fuse multiple heavenly flames is due to your unique cultivation technique, but the Yin clan leader relies solely on his mastery of fire. The difficulty of such a feat is immense. Xiao Yan was somewhat moved. This was the first time he had seen someone who could fuse heavenly flames without relying on the flame mantra. He understood the immense difficulty of this process. Even with his current strength, forcibly fusing 2 heavenly flames without assistance would be challenging due to their aggressive nature. No wonder he is the Yin clan leader, Xiao Yan sighed, impressed by Yin Jin's skill. However, he knew that fusing 2 heavenly flames was likely Yin Jin's limit. Adding another without Do-Di strength could lead to self-destruction, far from Xiao Yan's fusion of 6 heavenly flames. The one on the right is the Lei clan's leader, Lei Ying. His strength is comparable to Yin Jin's, both being 8-star Doshungs and the strongest in their clan. Xiao Yan turned his gaze to the other side, where a man who resembled an iron tower sat proudly. His skin was slightly dark, and his presence was overwhelmingly powerful. Just by looking at him, one could sense the terrifying strength beneath his skin, giving off the impression of a dragon moving within. This made those near him feel a bit unsteady. Lei Ying is extremely belligerent. It's said that he once fought against Xiao Xian but was defeated, Sooner added with a light laugh. Xiao Yan's eyes flashed with surprise. He knew nothing of such ancient events, but considering the legendary status of his ancestor, Xiao Xian, who was arguably the strongest person of his time, Lei Ying's audacity to challenge him indeed validated his reputation for being battle-hungry. Sooner. As Xiao Yan and Sooner conversed in a corner, a figure stealthily slipped in and called Sooner in a low voice. Xiao Yan turned to see that it was Gu Hua, the second commander of the Black Annihilation Army, who had once entered the Heavenly Tomb with them. What's going on? Sooner asked, puzzled. Heh. Gu Hua first gave an embarrassed smile to Xiao Yan and Sooner, then said with a troubled expression, I'm here to ask for reinforcements. Both Xiao Yan and Sooner were stunned, looking at Gu Hua in confusion, clearly not understanding his meaning. It's because of those guys from the Lei clan. As soon as they arrived at the Gu clan, they started causing trouble, provoking many of my Black Annihilation Army's experts into duels. And those guys couldn't control their temper and got thoroughly beaten, making a complete fool of themselves, Gu Hua said, rubbing his hands and smiling wryly. Even though I know the Lei clan folks are like that, it's disheartening to see our people beaten up. As leaders, if we don't step in, it would hurt our people's morale. So, a few of us stepped in and drove those troublemakers away. Xiao Yan couldn't help but laugh at this situation. Driving them away should have been enough. After all, they are guests. Did you expect to chase them down and beat them up? Do you think Father and the Lei clan leader aren't aware of this? They just don't bother with such trivial matters among the younger generation. Sooner chided him with a glance. Yes, driving them away was fine, but they didn't give up and brought in reinforcements, defeating me, Gu Xing, and Gu Yao, Gu Hua said, looking somewhat dejected. Being beaten on their own turf was a blow to his pride, especially as one of the 4 commanders of the Black Annihilation Army. Why don't you ask Brother Qingyang? He is the chief commander of the Black Annihilation Army, your leader, Sooner suggested. Brother Qingyang was also defeated by that guy. Otherwise, I wouldn't have come to you, Gu Hua admitted after a moment's hesitation. Oh. Hearing this, both Xiao Yan and Sooner were slightly moved. Gu Qingyang was a 2-star Doshang. Could someone in the younger generation of the Lei clan defeat him? Could it be that guy? Sooner suddenly furrowed her brow. Yes, Gu Hua nodded dejectedly. I didn't expect him to become this strong. Who is this guy? Xiao Yan asked, curious. Lei Dong, the most dazzling genius in the Lei clan for centuries. He spent 5 years in the Thunder Realm's Devil Thunder Pool, surpassing Lei Ying's record by a year. Although his achievements are partly due to the Lei clan's comprehensive support, his talent and ability are undeniable. It's said that the Lei clan is grooming him to be the next clan leader, Sooner explained thoughtfully. Xiao Yan nodded slightly, impressed by the Lei clan's formidable younger generation. It seemed the Lei clan had considerable depth. Moreover, the Lei clan once proposed a marriage alliance with the Gu clan, and many elders supported it. However, it was put on hold due to certain issues. The proposed match was between me and Lei Dong, Sooner added with a hint of resignation. Xiao Yan was momentarily taken aback by this revelation. So, you and Lei Dong? Sooner sighed. It never came to fruition, and I have no intention of pursuing it. Our clans have other matters to focus on now. Xiao Yan nodded, understanding the complexities of interclan politics and alliances. The rivalry and alliances between the ancient clans were intricate and multifaceted, involving not only strength but also strategic marriages and power plays. Xiao Yan was taken aback, not expecting that this person was actually someone who had almost ended up being his rival for Sooner's hand. Sooner, although that guy is combative by nature, this is still the Gu clan. If we let him go back just like that, we'll surely face mockery from the Lei clan in the future, Gu Hua said, rubbing his hands together and chuckling. So, Sooner, why don't you step in? Pointless, meaningless disputes, Sooner replied, giving him a sidelong glance. Heh, if you don't want to step in, how about letting Xiao Yan handle it to restore some pride for our Black Annihilation Army? Even the clan leader is pleased with Xiao Yan. Besides, we have a lot of brothers in the Black Annihilation Army. When you two get married, we'll make sure the celebration is grand, Gu Hua suggested, his gaze shifting directly to Xiao Yan with a grin. You. Sooner's cheeks flushed with a rosy hue at Gu Hua's words. She pouted and said, So, it seems your real target isn't me, but Xiao Yan. Gu Hua laughed heartily, then looked at Xiao Yan with eager eyes. What do you say, Brother Xiao Yan? Want to try the skills of the Lei clan's younger generation? Brother Qingyang is currently holding them off. His enthusiastic gaze. Xiao Yan couldn't help but chuckle. He felt a unique sense of nostalgia. After spending so much time dealing with ancient powerhouses, he had almost forgotten his own age. According to age, he was at the same stage as Gu Hua and the others, full of vigor and a bit of arrogance. Alright, lead the way. Let me see what kind of skills this guy who almost became my rival has, Xiao Yan said with a grin.